When we came from Donapaula, driving down this beautiful road along the coastline, we reached Miramar beach. Miramar beach is the closest beach to Panaji, and it is beautiful. Once you go down here, you can see many parts of Goa. One you can see is the Raj Bhavan, you can see the Aguada Fort, you see the bay from where the ships come in, you see the Reis Magus Fort, and you see a very orange colored structure, a beautiful orange colored modern structure, which is housing the mausoleum or the samadhi of the first Chief Minister of Goa, late Dayanand Balakrishna Bandodkar. Now this gentleman and his team, the Maharashtrawadi Gomantak party, got elected in majority by 18 seats. There were 30 seats during that time. 18 seats were won by the MGP, 12 were won by the United Goans Party, and he formed the first elected government in Goa in 1964. And this gentleman, the late Dayanand Bandodkar, held that seat till he died on 12th August 1973. The state government had a state funeral, and what you can see behind me is a beautiful marble mausoleum built in his memory, where every year we have a state function on his birth and his death anniversary, a fitting tribute to the first Chief Minister of Goa, late Dayanand Balakrishna Bandodkar. Though the samadhi or the mausoleum of the first Chief Minister of Goa, Daman and Diu, late Bhau Bandodkar, his samadhi is at Miramar, the samadhi of his wife and his only son Siddharth is there at Donapaula in their property. It is right here. So now that we have seen the samadhi of the first Chief Minister of Goa, Daman and Diu, you will be surprised to note that on this very beach there is one more mausoleum or a samadhi, and that belongs to the second Lieutenant Governor of Goa, Daman and Diu, Mulk Raj Sachdev. Now this gentleman took charge in September 1963. And unfortunately and tragically, on 8th of December 1964, the second Lieutenant Governor of Goa, Daman and Diu got a massive heart attack and he passed away. And his samadhi he was given the final rites here on Miramar beach, and his samadhi is inside. You can see how bad this place has been, but maybe somebody will take cognizance and clean up this area so that we can go sit around and keep that place clean, just like we have the other mausoleum. So let us go in and see. So you can see me coming from these bushes that have grown over here, and when you come just behind the Miramar residency, you see this platform over here, and this is the mausoleum of the second Lieutenant Governor of Goa, Mulkraj Sachdev, who died on 8th of December 1964, which incidentally is the feast day of the Panjim Church. In fact, I should thank the Goa Tourism Development Corporation for maintaining this place clean. Yes, it's a Herculean task after the monsoon to keep this area open, but they have done up this place. It was in a bad shape. There were trees growing on this, and the managing director at that time took personal interest and did up this place. The only identity that you see on this is a plaque over here, and this plaque, which has totally faded out, tells us the identity of the man who was given his final rites over here. He died in 1964, and 2 years ago it was his 50th death anniversary. But as Goans, I think we should take a little bit of pride in that administrator who was there here immediately after liberation and move to clean up this area by volunteer work or through pushing a department and giving a fitting respect to the gentlemen whose relics are over here. So this is the second mausoleum behind the Miramar residency and of the second Lieutenant Governor of Goa, late Mulk Raj Sachdev. When we came to Miramar, we saw twin statues standing on a pedestal. Those statues were erected in the year 1972. And what was there before that? Actually, if you look at the pedestal, you can see the map from where Vasco da Gama came from Portugal to here. But instead of these twin statues, which is supposedly a symbol of Hindu-Christian unity, but can also be interpreted as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan looking at them. In place of that, there was a Afonso de Albuquerque statue over there, which is presently kept in the ASI Museum at Old Goa. It was removed in 1972 and this statue was put up. This statue was made by Vishnu Mahadev Kukolkar, who celebrated his 100th birth anniversary 2 years ago. And the original statue which was there had a flag in the hand. But because of the high winds coming from the sea, the rod broke. And for 42 long years, this statue remained with these two men holding the hand and a crow sitting on top of it. It was only 2 years ago that the hands-on historian took the lead and using the funds given by the corporation of the city of Panaji through very generous people, we put up, through good artists, in place of the flag, we put the flame, because this was the only object which went with the statues but did not get blown away with that. So that is why we put that. Now below this statue, you see a big cannon. Now there are two more cannons kept below the statue of Abe Faria, but these cannons belonged to the fortress of Gaspar Diaz. Now in Miramar, the original name was Gaspar Diaz because it belonged to this gentleman. It was called as Praia Gaspar Diaz, and the original to that name was Piduk, the bead that we wear over there. This is told to me by my good friend, historian, Mr. Prajal Sakardande. And when you come here to one of the oldest clubs that was established here in the year 1926, we find that this club was named after a fortress, Gaspar Diaz. Now this particular fortress, we can see in the sketches of Antonio Lopez Mendez. It had 16 cannons, it had 300 staff, but there was a mutiny on this fort and they broke that down and they used the material for some other construction. Originally, this place was just a marshy land, and what the historians have written about this place was they would burn the dead people here or shoot the old horses over here. So you can make out from what a ghastly place it has become into such a wonderful beach, which is the destination of most of the people who come into Panjim. Now I'll tell you a little bit about this club, Tennis de Gaspar Diaz. It was started as Club Gaspar Diaz for the Portuguese fidalgs and those people to come and sit down and recreate. Earlier it would be crochet or they would play cards. But in the year 1934, there was this lady, Mrs. Josephine Hogez. She was an American. She came and she developed a lawn tennis court over here. We cannot see it now because it has undergone major renovations. And from that time onwards, since tennis sport was introduced here, this name changed from Club Tennis or Club Gaspar Diaz to Club Tennis de Gaspar Diaz. So it was only in 1934 that this name got changed. But we have to also note that it was the open heart of the family of the Mamai Kamoti and their head at that time, Mr. Subrai P.C. Mamai, who donated this land for the purpose of sports. And today, we can see from that small one shack that was here, tiled shack with one small tennis court having two walls, today we can see a massive structure which is predominantly built for sports promotion. They have got 3 lawn tennis courts, they have got squash, and they have got cards, and they have got members who come over here and use these facilities. So let us just see how the new club looks like. Let's walk in. behind me, you can see a statue, the twin statues, and below that you can see this pedestal. This is the original pedestal, which has the map of India, Southeast Asia and Africa, the route which was taken by Vasco da Gama to come into India or to find where they spread. Now, if you see the original photographs, where I am sitting down here today, there is a lot of water. There is a water body around. Initially, it was not there. From what I have been told, this needs a little confirmation that this is the place where they have fixed the level of sea. That is the sea level from where they measure the heights. This is what has been told. This needs a little verification, but when we talk about a little education for ourselves, there is another aspect that is related to Miramar. The Dempe College of Arts and Science was among the first colleges, science colleges, to be established in Goa in the year 1962 after liberation. But in 1966, they came here into a very prestigious building, which is today at a very fine position near Miramar Beach. So here we have got entertainment, we have got education, and we have got recreation. In my earlier narration, I told you that my friend and historian Mr. Prajal Sakardande had told us that the original name of this place, which we called as Praia Gaspardias, was Pinduk, a bead. But if you see nowadays, people are calling it Miramar. You can see Miramar Residency over here. So how did this Miramar Residency, the Miramar name come over here? The credit goes, you will be surprised, to the bus conductors of the city bus. Here at this location, there was a small hotel by the name Hotel Miramar. Now the original Miramar beach is on the east coast of Brazil. So this hotel that was over here, a very cute hotel that was there, run by one Roncon family, it was named as Hotel Miramar, or the image of the sea. Whenever the city buses started, and they started coming from Panjim, they would say Praia Gaspardias, telling the people that this was their destination. But that name was very long, Praia Gaspardias. So they started saying Hotel Miramar, Hotel Miramar, Hotel Miramar, or near Hotel Miramar. After some time, that hotel collapsed, it disappeared. So they dropped that hotel and they started saying Miramar, Miramar. And from that time onwards, the name of this place stuck to Miramar. It is officially not named as Miramar, but this is a story, and the credit goes to the bus conductors of the city buses coming from Panjim. This is for your information. This place called Miramar has got a fantastic history. I am standing here in this fish, which is really creating huge memories for children. And this particular park was built by the Rotary Club of Panjim in the year 1964. And I was surprised to note, I don't know how many of you have been into this fish, but this particular fish was donated by, there is a plaque over here which says donated by Pascual and David Menezes from the CMM group. Now this has been here, I remember this for many years that I have been coming here to Miramar. Now that you have come to Miramar, we have seen Dona Paula, we have seen Caranzale, we have known the history of Dona Paula, and we have reached here to Miramar. We have seen what is there in Miramar. I am actually standing on the tongue of this fish. You can see these teeth up there. So next time when you come to Miramar, please come here, stand over here, take a photograph, create a memory, because these have been the memories of my childhood. And if you have anything, any suggestion or anything that you would like to tell us on this program, My Goem, remember it's a thumbs up or the heart, because we love our Goa. And please write to us. This is the email over here. Write to us, whatever it may be. I'm sure that you have got a treasure of things at home. So please do write to us and let us know also how this program is, how you would like it to be changed, and what you would like us to include. So till we meet again for the next episode at Kampal, bye-bye.